I used to be a bit of a procrastinator myself. I'd always put things off until the last minute, and it was causing me a lot of stress and anxiety. But I finally decided to make a change, and I've learned a lot about what works and what doesn't when it comes to breaking bad habits. So if you're ready to ditch those pesky habits and take control of your life, stick around. Mistake 1. Lack of a plan. Ever tried to quit a bad habit only to find yourself back at square one a few days later? Yeah, me too. It's like your brain is a stubborn toddler throwing a tantrum. It just doesn't want to give up its favorite treats, even if they're making you sick. But the good news is, with a little planning, you can outsmart that tantrum-throwing toddler and finally break free from those pesky habits. Imagine you're planning a road trip. You wouldn't just jump in the car and start driving, hoping to stumble upon your destination, right? No, you make a map, pack the right supplies, and figure out your route. Quitting a bad habit is no different. Without a plan, you're just setting yourself up for failure. Set small, achievable goals. Don't try to quit everything at once. Instead, break down your big goal into smaller, more manageable steps. For example, if you want to quit smoking, start by cutting down to half a pack a day. Then gradually reduce the number of cigarettes you smoke until you're finally smoke-free. Track your progress. Keeping track of your progress is a great way to stay motivated. Use a journal, a habit tracker app, or even a simple calendar to mark off each day you've successfully resisted your bad habit. Find healthy replacements. If you're trying to quit a bad habit, it's important to find something healthy to replace it with. For example, if you're trying to quit snacking on junk food, keep a bowl of fresh fruit or nuts handy instead. Mistake 2. Expecting instant change. You know that feeling when you're trying to lose weight and you step on the scale every morning hoping to see a dramatic change, and then you're disappointed when the number hasn't budged? Yeah, that's called unrealistic expectations, and it's a major roadblock when it comes to quitting bad habits. Let's face it, our brains are creatures of habit. They've been doing the same thing over and over for years, and it's going to take some time to break that pattern. Expecting to change overnight is like expecting a baby to walk after just a few days of practice. It's just not going to happen. The key to quitting a bad habit is patience and consistency. It's going to take time, effort, and setbacks. But if you stick with it, you will eventually reach your goal. So don't get discouraged if you slip up once in a while. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on track. Remember, quitting a bad habit is a marathon, not a sprint. Pace yourself, stay consistent, and you'll eventually cross the finish line. Alright, now that we've tackled the first 2 mistakes, let's move on to the next one. And trust me, this one's a doozy. Mistake 3. Ignoring triggers. Have you ever noticed that you're more likely to reach for a snack when you're stressed or bored? Or that you're more likely to procrastinate when you're working from home in your pajamas? That's because your environment and your daily routine can be huge triggers for bad habits. Think of your brain as a Pavlovian dog. Every time you do your bad habit, you're sending a signal to your brain that this behavior is rewarded. And your brain, being the lazy little thing it is, starts to crave that reward. So if you want to break the habit, you need to break the association between your behavior and the reward. Pay attention to your surroundings. What are the places, people, or situations that usually trigger your bad habit? Once you know what your triggers are, you can start to avoid them. Change your routine. If you find yourself reaching for a snack every time you walk past the kitchen, try taking a different route instead. Or if you always procrastinate when you work from home, try going to a coffee shop or library to work instead. Remove temptations. If you're trying to quit smoking, get rid of all the cigarettes and ashtrays in your house. If you're trying to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the pantry. Mistake 4. Not seeking support. Trying to quit a bad habit on your own is like trying to fight a dragon without any armor or weapons. You're going to need some help, and that's where a support system comes in. Benefits of having a support system. Accountability. Having people to check in with can help you stay on track. Encouragement. When you're feeling discouraged, your support system can provide you with the motivation you need to keep going. Advice. People who have been through the same thing you're going through can offer you valuable advice and tips. Examples of support systems. Friends and family. Talk to your friends and family about your goals and ask for their support. Support groups. There are many support groups available for people who are trying to quit bad habits. Therapists. A therapist can provide you with personalized support and guidance. Mistake 5. Beating yourself up after slip-ups. So you've been doing great, resisting your bad habit for weeks or even months. And then one day you slip up. You feel terrible, like you failed everything. But here's the thing. Slip-ups are normal. They happen to everyone. and they don't mean you're a failure. Think of quitting a bad habit like a journey. There are going to be bumps in the road along the way. But that doesn't mean you have to give up and go back to the beginning. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on track. Strategies for dealing with slip-ups. Don't dwell on the slip-up. The more you think about it, the worse you'll feel. Instead, focus on the fact that you've already made a lot of progress. Analyze what went wrong. What triggered your slip-up? Once you know what went wrong, you can take steps to avoid it in the future. Forgive yourself. Everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is to learn from them and move on. Remember, quitting a bad habit is a process, not an event. There will be ups and downs along the way. But if you stay committed to your goals, you will eventually reach your destination. So there you have it, the 5 biggest mistakes people make when trying to quit bad habits. By avoiding these mistakes, you can increase your chances of success and finally break free from those pesky habits. And remember, you're not alone in this. There are millions of people who have been through what you're going through and come out the other side. So reach out for support, don't give up on yourself, and you will eventually achieve your goals.